All right, during the interrogation, you also discussed with Alicia the possibility that one of her co-defendants might take an opportunity to cooperate against her. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's always a possibility, yes, sir.
All right, and in this case, there are no cooperating witnesses against Alicia Andrews.
Up to this point, no.
All right. So out of the 4 other individuals arrested, none of them have come forward to say that Alicia Andrews knew that Charles Jones was going to be murdered on June 23rd.
I have no personal knowledge of any proffer or deals that the 4 defendants are trying to make with the state.
All of the co-defendants possessed firearms at some point in time during this conspiracy. Is that correct?
The 3 gunmen and the one that Isaiah Chance has, yes, correct. The other 4 at some point are holding a firearm.
And Alicia Andrews is never with a firearm.
That is correct.
At no point in time during the interrogation does Alicia Andrews confess to knowing that Charles Jones was going to be killed. Is that correct?
She does not confess that.
All right, so there is no confession in this case.
No.
All right. There are also no written communications between Alicia Andrews and anyone else that would prove by themselves that Alicia Andrews is guilty of first-degree murder.
Is there a written communication? No.
And yesterday there was conversation about the bullets that were sent to, the bullet casings that were sent to ATF. There was 30 casings that were sent to ATF, correct?
30, correct, yes, sir.
And of those 30, you said you got back the report from ATF?
Correct.
What was tested or analyzed by the ATF? Was it fingerprints? Was it DNA?
So the ATF, we predominantly bring on in these kind of cases for the specific goal of trying to get DNA off of the casings. They have a technology or a better way of trying to extract DNA off of casings, which is typically difficult because the casing goes through a combustion process that usually burns DNA off.
You said that the casings go through a process where the DNA is burned off.
That's what typically happens. It is harder to get DNA off of an expended shell casing that's gone through the combustion process in a firearm, yes.
All right, but you did test the casing for the DNA?
Yeah, sir, that's why they went to the ATF, yes, sir, for DNA testing.
And you handle, regardless of whether the casings have this combustion issue, you handle those casings with gloves in order to preserve the DNA, right?
The ATF is very meticulous in particular about the way they want the casings collected in order to qualify for submission. So those casings were specifically collected per ATF guidelines and standards, yes.
All right. But somebody picked up the casings off the ground with gloves, right?
I am not familiar with the specific process. That would be better suited for the crime scene technician who has been informed by the ATF.
And those casings were placed in a black container?
Yeah, I am familiar with that the ATF requires specific casings for specific containers for the casings to go in. And they provide us those containers. The crime scene technicians who would be responsible for processing the scene and collecting those casings would utilize those containers per ATF guidelines.
All right. And they put the casings in those containers, again, to preserve any DNA evidence.
To attempt to preserve any DNA evidence, yes, sir.
All right. And when you got back the results from ATF, you mentioned, kind of glossed over what the results were. Could you describe what the results were from the casings?
Oh, yeah, sure. There wasn't enough of a sample recovered, so it's not a surefire thing that they would find some. Their report indicated that there wasn't enough DNA to be able to examine.
All right. I guess, does that mean that there was some DNA on the casings?
I can only say what the report says, that there wasn't enough.
All right, but you never talked to ATF to ask them for more information?
I received the report. I did not speak to an ATF lab person after that.
All right. Did ATF do any fingerprint analysis on the casings?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right. Did you request that?
No, not from the ATF.
What about the one casing that Tampa Police Department collected and kept? Was there any fingerprint analysis done on that one casing?
That one would have, there would have been an attempt, I'm sure.
Okay. Do you know what happened?
There was no fingerprints recovered from that casing.
All right. And what about DNA? Was the casing analyzed for DNA with TPD, the one casing?
No,
All right. Why not?
because we sent the other 30 off to be analyzed for DNA. That one was spared for the specific purpose of entering it into NIBIN to get the ballistic information off of it.
So if you enter the casing into NIBIN, you can't test it for DNA?
There might have been a swab done, but not one that I determined that there would be any value in sending off, because I sent off the other 30.
All right, so I guess you figure because the other 30 were sent to ATF, there's no need or purpose in testing the one casing that you did have for any DNA.
That specific casing was set aside to try to extract the NIBIN information of it. It was rushed to NIBIN to get the NIBIN information.
I guess what I'm asking
Yes, sir.
is whether you decided not to analyze the one casing that you had for DNA because you sent the other 30 off to ATF.
Objection asked and answered.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. The one casing was not sent for DNA analysis.
This exhibit, 75C2. The exhibit where Alicia, at 17 years old, says that Foolio needs to die. Did you locate this text message?
No.
Do you know who located the text message in your team?
I believe it was, I can't recall exactly. I reviewed it. It was brought to my attention.
All right. And this text message was not sent to Isaiah Chance, correct?
Correct. It was to a girl named Jewel, I think.
All right. As a matter of fact, Alicia Andrews did not know Isaiah Chance, was not dating Isaiah Chance when this text message was sent off, correct?
Her statement to me was that they were on and off for 4 years prior to June 2024, so that would put it maybe June 2020, and these are from 2021, so I don't know if this was an off period or if she had met him yet.
Okay. Did she have any text messages in her phone, like this one, that Foolio needed to die? Did she have anything like that more recently?
Again, from the iCloud, the more recent messages weren't backed up, so we didn't have any more recent. This is, I think it went up to 2022 or 2023. This is the only message where we found that she wished that Foolio would die.
All right. In the messages that are in evidence, you do have messages from the week prior to this murder, correct? Alicia?
So specifically, the messaging that we have from Alicia's phone came, as far as to pick up the phone and all that, that actually came from defendant Sean Gaithwright's iCloud. So he had backed up his messages to be recent, but Alicia's device, iCloud, had not backed up its messages to be recent.
All right, so you're saying that there are no text messages between Alicia Andrews and Isaiah Chance in the weeks leading up to the murder?
Not that I have reviewed or I'm aware of.
A brief moment to confer.
Yes.
All right. Alicia Andrews was not with the group when they first went to Teachers, correct?
Alicia Andrews' device remained at the Airbnb when the other devices drove up and down Nebraska near Teasers.
All right. And then she wasn't a part of the second plan with Kyla Enright, correct?
I have no evidence of that.
And you don't have any evidence that Isaiah Chance told her, we're going to go out so that we can look for Julio Foolio to kill him, correct?
The totality of the evidence indicates that the purpose of the entire trip was to kill Julio.
All right. You don't have any evidence that Isaiah Chance communicated that to Alicia Andrews?
A specific written message? No.
No further questions.